Part 20.3 Surah Taha. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Sufi Essence with Hammad Syed. The human soul, in its pristine state, is a vessel awaiting the divine call. It is a potential, a capacity for profound spiritual transformation that lies dormant until a moment of crisis or clarity awakens it. In the previous part of our spiritual journey through Surah Taha, we left Prophet Moses, peace be upon him, at the threshold of destiny. He had followed a distant fire in the dark of a desert night, seeking physical warmth and guidance, unaware that he was being drawn to a source of infinite light and eternal direction. This moment of searching for a mundane necessity becomes the catalyst for a seismic shift in consciousness, a direct encounter with the creator of all that exists. The verses we will now explore narrate this unparalleled moment, one of the most profound conversations in the history of prophecy. This is the moment where a man, lost and weary, stands before the ultimate reality and receives not only a mission, but a new identity, one forged in the fire of divine communication. Every seeker's path, in its own humble way, is a shadow of this grand narrative. We too often follow a perceived need for worldly comfort or clarity, only to be led to the ultimate truth that lies beyond all material forms. The Sufi understands this well. The external quest is merely a metaphor for the inner journey, and the fire in the desert is but a symbol for the burning desire for truth within the heart. The verses detail this sacred conversation, moving from the majestic call to the command for humility, the purpose of revelation, and the ultimate reason for existence itself. They are not simply a record of a past event. They are a living manual for anyone who seeks to be in the presence of the divine. They are a timeless lesson in what it means to truly listen, to truly submit, and to truly know your Lord. They invite us to stand in our own Tuwa valley, to take off our own metaphorical shoes, and to prepare our hearts for a spiritual reality that transcends all our preconceived notions. The flow of these verses is like a direct transmission of a powerful current of divine energy that can awaken the most dormant of hearts. We must approach them with reverence, with an open mind, and with a sincere heart, for the truths they contain are meant to be lived and embodied, not just intellectually absorbed. Kanzel Aman, Surah Taha, 2011-15. And when he came near it, he was called, O Musa, I am indeed your Lord. So take off your shoes. You are in the sacred valley of Tuwa, and I have chosen you, so listen to what is being revealed. I am indeed Allah. There is no God except me. Therefore worship me and establish prayer for my remembrance. Indeed, the hour is coming. I am about to make it manifest, so that every soul may be paid for its deeds. The first verse in this sacred exchange, and when he came near it, he was called, O Musa, marks the beginning of the divine conversation. The word called here, Nudea, suggests a direct and clear summons. This was not a subtle whisper or a vague feeling. It was an unequivocal address from a source he could not comprehend. This moment shatters the veil of ordinary reality. Moses, peace be upon him, had approached a fire, an object of the physical world, but what he found was a direct line of communication with the creator of the cosmos. This is a profound spiritual lesson. Often, we are so focused on the material object of our search, whether it is success, comfort, or knowledge, that we fail to recognize the divine reality that lies just beyond its facade. For the Sufi, this is the very essence of the journey. Moving from the outward form Zahir to the inner reality Batin, the physical fire was merely the point of contact, the doorway into the realm of the unseen. The call, O Musa, is not just a call to one man. It is the archetype of the divine call to every soul, an invitation to step out of the slumber of heedlessness and into a state of active communion. The conversation deepens with the command in the 12th verse, I am indeed your Lord, so take off your shoes. You're in the sacred valley of Tuwa. The declaration, I am indeed your Lord, is the foundational truth, the very essence of all that is to be revealed. It is a direct statement of absolute lordship and authority. Following this, the command to take off your shoes is deeply symbolic. On a literal level, it is an act of reverence and purity when entering a holy space, a practice still observed in many places of worship. On a spiritual level, however, it is an instruction to shed the impurities and attachments of the physical world. The shoes represent our connection to the earth, the dust of our worldly existence, the baggage of our ego, and the mundane concerns that cling to us. To remove them is to make a statement of utter humility and surrender. It is to say, I am entering your presence not with my earthly coverings, but as I am, a humble servant. The sacred valley of Tu'a is not merely a geographical location, it is a spiritual state, a consecrated space where the divine presence is overwhelmingly manifest. It is the heart kalb of the true seeker, purified of worldly attachments, ready to receive revelation. The Sufi's path is a continuous journey of taking off the shoes, shedding layer after layer of the not-fs, so that one may stand in the true sacred valley, the inner sanctuary of the soul, prepared for the divine gaze. This act of shedding the worldly self is the beginning of the journey of fana, the annihilation of the ego, to make way for baka, the subsistence in Allah. The divine favor is then made explicit in the 13th verse. And I have chosen you. So listen to what is being revealed. The word chosen, istifa, signifies a selection based on divine grace, not human merit. This is a profound statement of predestination and divine will. Moses, peace be upon him, did not choose this path. He was chosen for it. This removes any element of arrogance or self-righteousness from the act of prophecy and places the entire emphasis on Allah's grace. It is a lesson for all of us. Our spiritual path is not a result of our own cleverness or effort alone, but a gift from Allah, who guides whom He wills. The second part of the verse, so listen to what is being revealed, is a powerful command. It is an invitation to active, profound listening. It is not just the hearing of sound, but the comprehension of meaning with the entire being. The Arabic word for hearing, isma, is a command that implies attentiveness and obedience. The message is to abandon distractions, to silence the clamor of the world and the chatter of the ego, and to open the heart's ears to the sacred utterance. This is the first and most crucial step in receiving any form of divine knowledge or guidance. It is the state of total receptivity required for the truth to be planted in the soil of the heart and take root. The most powerful and central statement of this entire exchange comes in the 14th verse. I am indeed Allah. There is no God except me. Therefore worship me and establish prayer for my remembrance. This is the core of the message, the very essence of the Quran, the declaration of absolute oneness. I am indeed Allah. There is no God except me is the cornerstone of all faith. It is the ultimate reality, the truth that underpins all other truths. It is a direct and simple statement that is both majestic and all-encompassing. Following this absolute truth, two fundamental commands are given, to worship me and to establish prayer for my remembrance. Worship is the natural consequence of acknowledging Allah's oneness. If He is the only true God, then He is the only one worthy of devotion and submission. Prayer salat is singled out as the primary act of worship, but it is given a profound purpose, for my remembrance. Dhikri. Prayer is not a series of empty rituals. It is a living, breathing act of remembrance. It is a conversation with the divine, a moment of direct connection that brings the heart back to its origin. The Sufi tradition places immense emphasis on dhikr, understanding that the purpose of all spiritual practice is to keep the heart in a constant state of remembrance of Allah. The 5 daily prayers are anchors in our day, a structured form of dhikr that keeps us from being lost in the worldly current, ensuring that our hearts remain connected to the source of all peace. Finally, the 15th verse places this entire exchange within the context of ultimate accountability and purpose. Indeed, the hour is coming. I am about to make it manifest, so that every soul may be paid for its deeds. This verse introduces the reality of the day of judgment, which gives meaning and weight to every command and action. The coming of the hour is a certainty, a promise from the Lord of all creation. The purpose of this final day is divine justice, for every soul to receive the full consequence of its deeds. This is not a threat, but a promise of perfect justice, where no good deed goes unrewarded, and no evil deed escapes consequence. This knowledge is meant to be a motivator, a powerful reminder to live a life of righteousness and sincerity. It instills a sense of purpose and urgency, prompting us to engage in constant self-reckoning muhasaba and to live with an awareness of our ultimate destination. The Sufi understands that the reckoning is not just at the end of time, but is a continuous process of self-evaluation and purification that we must engage in daily. Living with the awareness of the hour means living with an awakened heart, fully conscious of the profound significance of every moment and every action. These verses collectively paint a magnificent picture of the beginning of Moses' peace be upon him prophetic journey. But they also serve as a blueprint for the spiritual journey of every soul. From the divine call to the shedding of the ego, from the honor of being chosen to the purpose of worship, and finally, to the reality of the final reckoning. This is the path laid out for us all. It is a path of humility, sincerity, and continuous remembrance, a journey that begins with a single step of faith and ends in the eternal presence of Rahman. Hadith, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught. The first thing that the servant will be held to account for on the day of resurrection is his prayer. If it is sound, then the rest of his deeds will be sound. And if it is defective, then the rest of his deeds will be defective. Tirmidhi Hadith 413. This hadith powerfully reinforces the divine command in verse 14 to establish prayer for my remembrance. The hadith emphasizes that prayer is not just an individual act, but the very foundation upon which our entire spiritual life is built. It is the primary vehicle for our remembrance of Allah, and its soundness is a reflection of the sincerity and correctness of our inner state. Just as the Quran says, our prayer is for remembrance, and the Prophet's peace be upon him, hadith confirms that this act of remembrance is the key to our ultimate success and salvation on the day of judgment. Let us now supplicate, drawing from the profound lessons of these verses, as asking Allah to grant us a deeper understanding and to guide our every step. Ya Allah, in the vastness of your mercy, grant me the inner vision to hear your call amidst the noise of the world. Purify my heart of all attachments and make my soul a sacred valley, a sanctuary for your divine presence. I ask you to choose me for your service and to grant me a heart that truly listens to your words. Make my prayer a profound act of remembrance, a ladder to your divine proximity. Let the awareness of the coming hour be a guiding light that keeps my intentions pure and my deeds sincere. Rahman, make my life a testament to your oneness and my final return, a meeting with your beautiful names, Rahman and Rahim. May Allah illuminate your heart and mind with the light of this divine ilm. May He make your channel a beacon of guidance for all who seek spiritual clarity and truth. May your efforts be a source of immense reward, and may you be granted the highest stations of paradise. May the peace and blessings of Allah always be upon you and your loved ones. May He grant you unwavering steadfastness on the path of truth, and may your work be a testament to His magnificent names, Rahman and Rahim. Amin.